faster, I'm cheap, and my name is XRP. Yeah, I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. Bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked now. Bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked now. Bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked, bank the unbanked now. Bank the unbanked, now bank the unbanked. Yeah, everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap, and my name is XRP. I'm faster, I'm more secure than you'll ever be. I'm faster, I'm cheap, and my name is XRP. Everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see. I get everybody by surprise with my money. Everybody by surprise, XRP. Everybody by surprise, see it coming. Everybody gotta just wait and see.
Almost on time. Hello everyone, let's get started. I have no financial advice, I have no financial interests, I don't have sponsored links, and I don't want no donations, please. I was contacted, I don't have much to say today. I was contacted by a guy on Twitter regarding a video from Digital Asset Investor where he basically covered that famous PowerPoint, or at least presentation, it's a PDF actually, regarding ILP and everything, and he called it the plan, and the video must go viral. I have covered that 18 months ago and I called it the Superhighway. I actually went even further and did a research on what kind of company Everest is, and I figured they are a system integrator. That system integrators in the IT business are companies, let me put the mic a bit closer, are companies which help integrate your system. I give an example. Let's say you are a new business and you want to have SAP installed in your business. Then you don't call up SAP, you call up a company who is doing that kind of in the name of SAP. And if it's a big company, then usually they are called system integrator because they know how to integrate SAP with other systems as well. And in my research long time ago, I actually figured at that very time already that Temenos, Task Group, CGI and Finastra were involved as well. All of them had contracts with Ripple to basically put the Ripple solution into their products. And that was basically when once I figured that out, I kind of very fast lost the how do you say, the interest in doing more research. For me, the case was closed already then. I mean, I did do research, but I changed my focus a little bit. As you guys might know, I changed it a little bit more towards seeing how the markets will work. Now, the second thing I want to quickly talk about is what you have been seeing before. That screen, hold on, let me pull it up quickly. That's actually, and maybe you can see it now, it scrolls. That's actually the result, or part of the result, of a development project I'm involved in right now, and it concerns a trading bot. I am building a trading bot for test purposes. And the reason why I started doing that is actually twofold. About 2 weeks ago and a bit longer, I was asking around on Twitter about good chart analysts, like traders who are using TA, technical analysis, in order to improve their profits. And about 18 months ago, I, to my shame, have to admit, I figured out something which helps, or which could help even the dumbest investor increase his assets. And the methodology is actually called stop loss. And I will quickly explain it, what it means. The figures I'm taking are just arbitrary, but should give you the idea. Let's assume you bought 100 pieces of an item who cost $10 at, let's call it, the all-time high. And the price fell to $5. Most people, believing it would go to $20, just hold on like crazy. A clever idea would be to sell it at $5, and now you ask me why you will make a loss. Well, as a matter of fact, if I had been doing that, I could have bought my XRP in the last 2 years almost. Let's continue with the example. Let's think like similar way as XRP did, that asset drops further to $1. So at $10, when you initially bought, you paid 1,000. 100 items times $10 is 1,000. Then at $5 you decided to sell. You received 500 only, like $5 per the 100 items you bought. So you kind of made a loss of 500, which first doesn't look pretty nice. But if that asset drops further in price, and in that example we take $1, you could actually, with the 500 you still have left, re-enter the market. And you would then be able to buy 500 of that asset. Whereas before you only had 100, right? So in case that asset surges again to $2, you already made the break even. Once it stays at $2, you can easily sell and you made no loss at all. If, however, you didn't sell at $5 and you kept on hodling until the $2, and after 2 years of $2 you think, oh no, I want to get out of that investment, you actually lose $800. Interesting, huh? It's actually called the stop loss strategy, and it's a feature being offered on a Toro platform. You can, on each trade, you can, while you open the trade, you can enter a stop loss. I don't know if they charge some fees on stop loss. That I don't know. But that let's think about the fact that they do not charge fees on that. That would theoretically help you get out of a trade every time it drops 5 or 10%. And if it keeps dropping like XRP did, you could reinvest the same money at way lower prices and always increase the amount of assets. I mean, you entered at $10, so your thinking is it will go at least to $20. Let's assume in this example again, when you buy at $1 for 500, you have basically 5 times more assets. So compared to the one who didn't sell, if it goes to $20, he will make 1,000 and you will make 20,000. Is that correct? 500 times, no, actually 10,000. So you see, it would be quite worth following such a strategy. And with my trading bot, I'm actually trying to use that mechanism to think, or just to test it out, if it's actually worth having such a strategy compared to a complicated technical chart analysis, where I'm pretty sure the result will also not, I mean, basically all those feedbacks and answers I got regarding technical analysis was, as long as you do not do other risk management, the increase in profit is actually neglectable. So that's what I wanted to say, and now I am there for you. Let me go through the questions. Mick Core, nein, Stream gibt's keine Untertitel, glaube ich. Ob wir uns auf SBI verlassen können. Today is English, Florian, so I will answer in English. Florian is asking if we can let's say, trust in SBI, and pending the fact they eventually will go live, I'm pretty sure we will see quite some drastic price increases. Yes, because they will bring quite some investors online. GeoXRP, well, that's actually the reason why since I knew about Shane Ellis, didn't pull out of my XRP anymore. Well, actually, before I didn't, because I didn't understand the concept. But had I understood that concept, I think I would have set the stop loss on each trade I made, and then just looking forward how it goes. I mean, the increase in assets you can achieve is quite drastic. I mean, I did some calculations for my trading bot on. I mean, the problem is there is one problem with that, but that's the same problem the guys with technical chart analysis have. Basically, you do not know when or how high the price will surge. Once the price is over a certain threshold from the initial price in my trading bot, then I will basically kind of let it run. It's actually just trying to how do you say, to get to profit from that once it drops. I mean, it could also be that we go to $1 and then drop back to 80 cents. In that case, my trading bot will kick in as well, because soon as it goes up, those triggers are adjusted, obviously. No, definitely not, Chris Ripple. One problem is, I think, I mean, there are trades about higher amounts of XRP. Actually, I did just a rough check on the amount of XRP traded, but usually the average is less than 5,000. So once after a week or so of running that bot, and I can see that I actually make a profit, and even if it's just 0.5% in a week or so, I told my wife, if it's 0.2% per day, and last night it was that. But I mean, right now I'm testing it with, I don't know, $30 or so. So the increase is not really worth talking about. But let's assume I did that over a whole year. Then I would almost like double the XRP in question. But the trades, I'm assuming, will stay roughly in the same average. So if you take 3,000 times 25, so that's about the average trade is always less than $1,000. So let's assume I am starting, I don't know, with 5,000 XRP or something, like higher than this 3,000. I will run the risk not being able to sell or buy at the moment where I need to sell or buy according to my algorithm, because there is only so much liquidity, and I that could change once the XRP price rises, so that such that we could see more use case, more utility. That I really don't know. If that happens, I'm pretty sure my bot will be making a profit. Of that I'm pretty sure, because what basically eats a lot of profit is the fees. I pay like 0.5% fee on each trade, sell or buy. And by the way, talking about fees, please check on the exchange you're trading the fees. Because I remember about 2 years ago everyone was bashing eToro for its high fees. But the funny thing is, eToro just charges the fee once as a spread when you move into the trade. When you close the trade, there is no additional cost involved. and at current prices 2.5% might seem high. I made with Manuel an example. I don't know the figures I took. I think 5 million. I think we were talking about an XRP price of 1,000. So 5,000 XRP would cost me a, was it? I don't remember. Like, I think the figure I had in mind was like $120 compared to 50,000 once he would sell on his exchange, because on his exchange I think he has also like 0.5% per trade, like not just for the entering the trade, but for the exiting of the trade as well. And that's the same at Bitstamp, as example, on the exchange I'm doing my trading bot. And at the current prices that might not look as much, but if you're talking XRP at $1,000 and you sell for 5 million, then you pay like all of a sudden, I don't know, high amounts of fees, which might be better in the hands of other people. So, enough talking about my bot. Let's check questions. Well, the last news, Richard, from SBI was, I was told that Crypto Eerie said that they will go live in April. Well, Timmy Frocker, who buys on all-time high? I can tell you, a lot of people did. In end of 2017, when it rocketed like weekly 50% or more, many people got in because they thought, I want to participate in that. And some got in like at the end of that, like around $3 or so. So that's usually how people work. They buy when something takes off, which is actually not how rich people got rich. Rich people got rich because they invested into something where they saw the potential when it still had no price. Well, actually, we can. My bot is working on real-time data from Bitstamp, and through those thresholds I have set, I basically, I kind of doubt that it would within a minute skyrocket to, I don't know, $50 or so. Could be. And I'm just using like play money right now. But it's, if it works out, it's something I can use in the future for a steady income. I could even sell it if it works. Four digits. When as soon as we see our RippleNet should see high volume, high value transactions, and I still think it'll be possible very, very soon. Francs, but well, SBI has like, maybe we need to differentiate SBI a little bit. When I talk about SBI, I'm talking mainly about SBI VC, the virtual currency exchange they're going to open. That will bring us, I'm pretty sure, close to $1, maybe even $2 with the FOMO starting in. Answering again Timmy Frocker from before. I mean, you will see that as soon as we see like dollar ranges for the XRP again, people will start flocking in. Now the other parts from SBI where they basically want to use XRP for utility, they have like I think it's called SBI Remit, if I remember properly, like a platform where they offer something like MoneyGram is offering worldwide, but the platform from SBI I think is mainly around the Asian countries around Japan, like Thailand and a few others around in that region down there. So that will be one thing, and this thing will be 100% sure will go from 0 to 100%. They will not play games like MoneyGram is doing. But then there is other, like, how do you say, like areas where SBI wants to get big with XRP. They said that, I think it was somewhere in August 2018, if I remember properly. It was in one of those yearly presentations from SBI, which was dug up by one of the people on Twitter, and in that presentation you could actually see that they plan to do foreign exchange trades with the help of XRP. And foreign exchange market is about the same market as cross-border payments as such, 5 trillion a day. Now, because foreign exchange trades, they will not do the trades with themselves. They will like buy euro from a European bank and dollar from an American bank and stuff. So we need those counterparts on the other side. But if that thing with Bank of America is kind of correct, that they would want to go live on ODL 2 very soon, then we would at least for the dollar region have the counterpart, and already that would be freaking huge. Confidence level GUXRP still freaking high. I mean I cannot really tell more about that. It's I'm still freaking bullish. Satan wants to know if there are reasons why XRP couldn't rise. Well, each project has risks. I just don't see any risk at all. Well, I mean, okay, if we call the timeline a risk, then maybe the timeline, it might really be slower than we anticipate. for whatever reason we still don't know. I mean, I'm waiting now for like 14 or 16 months already for ODL at that time X Rapid to be really used by companies. I mean, why would the kind of fifth largest bank, even though it's not a bank, but let's call it a bank, like credit union, Catalyst Corporate Credit Union, why would they be one of the first X Rapid user if they couldn't actually, I mean, if they had to pay for it and couldn't use it? I mean, that's kind of stupid. And I mean, those remittances, like the small value payments, they will definitely increase. Even if the high value payments will not come, but the remittances will increase, and that will affect in price. It will just not be hundreds of dollars, it will be maybe tens of dollars or so. Why would we be ashamed in front of our families? Chris Ripple, Satan made an argument. I mean, I talked about it in the first few minutes of this live stream today, about this video from digital asset investor The Plan. I mean, I've talked about that, I think it was 1st of July 2018. And at that moment, for me, basically the case was closed. That was the moment when I kind of heavily started investing. Before I had, I don't know, maybe a target price of XRP for about, I think I told my wife maybe it'll come to $20 or so factor 10 or so from the time when we started investing. Maybe 15 or 20, something around that. But once I figured this superhighway is being built, and of that I'm still 100% sure, then everything up below 4 figures is just a joke. Well, Richard, the implementation of ISO 222 in RippleNet, that's basically a protocol, and RippleNet supports that protocol. It will not be implemented. Basically every bank using that protocol already can use RippleNet without any further ado. But RippleNet can also be connected with banks who do not yet support ISO 222. I don't know how that's called. Is it called how do you pronounce this figure in English? Because 222 sounds like 222, but it's 222. 20022. I don't know. If there are any competitors like a Birdie, I don't know. I think it's a little bit like the first mover advantage on Bitcoin. Imagine Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum, and maybe some of those other top 10 coins like Litecoin, Dash, I don't know, whatever other coin is out there, would have started in the same month, like when was it, 2008 or 2009 or so, Bitcoin would definitely not be at $10,000 today. Why? Because it's simply not the best technology. It was good in showcasing the technology, but really other coins got the ball rolling. And the same holds true for, I mean, the problem, who answered that or asked that? Like a birdie. You have to see, Ripple is building an ecosystem around XRP. Like, not just, they're really trying to make the whole range of values liquid, from micropayments to the, I don't know, $100 million payments. That's what they're trying to achieve. Their vision is the internet of value, not just the internet of small value. That's one thing. And the other thing, which is actually even more important, is the fact that Ripple built the product ODL, which incorporates XRP. Kind of, I mean, if you send a payment via Xcurrent on RippleNet or on ODL, it's basically just a choice of like a check mark or something. But for the person executing the trade, they don't even touch XRP. And such a smooth integration, I haven't heard of any other coin. Even if there was another coin who had a similar ecosystem, like being able to be bought on 250 plus exchanges and stuff, they still would lack that integration. And that's actually brings me back to the superhighway theory I was talking about in the beginning of this live stream. Because after that research, well, I did some more research, but it was not really regarding more customers and stuff. It was literally in other directions. And I did quite some research in ILP at that time as well, between July and end of 2018, and I think end of 2018 I kind of formulated my vision for ILP, that I think RippleNet is the ramp up of ILP, because it makes connecting to ILP so freaking easy. If a bank would decide on its own to use ILP, pending the fact that other banks should have implemented that as well, because if not, it doesn't make sense. It's actually a problem Brad Garlinghouse talked about. Once they had created Xcurrent, to find the first customer wanting to use it was like the hardest job. And the problem is, why? Let's assume back in the days when there was no mobile phones, when we had basically landline, the first person to buy a mobile phone, whom would that person call on another mobile? No one, because I mean, why would you buy a mobile phone if you cannot call someone because you're the only one? That's kind of like a stupid thing. So it had to have other users using that, and once that network grew, it grew kind of exponentially. And the same thing is happening with RippleNet, and the same thing eventually will happen with ILP. But regarding ILP, we basically have literally no information, like which banks are interested in actually transacting something with ILP, because just connecting your system with ILP, that's just half of it. You need to make sure that you have an application on top which can handle that, and Ripple delivers that in a nice product, and that's something no one else does. And then also coming back to the question from like Birdie, for the high value transactions, let's assume me and you, we are big business, big banks. You're Bank of America and I'm Deutsche, and I need to send you 200 million, I don't know, euros. I mean, on any other coin, that transaction would be immediately visible on the ledger, and everyone could trace it back to me, to my bank, Deutsche, and to you, Bank of America. And that's actually the reason why Ripple developed ODL, because on ODL you can track that there has been a 200 million transaction with XRP, but you cannot track whom initiated and whom received. Why? Because it's just a trend, like the XRP movement is just between the two exchanges, and to the exchanges, and from the exchange to the recipient, it's actually X current, and that's totally encrypted, so no one can know what's going on there. Jan Feldkircher is asking about the securities lawsuit. There has been some question around that from other sides as well. The way I understood it, and I think that was already about 10 days or more in the past, the judge dismissed like part of those allegations, I don't know how the word is, that Ripple did make, let's say, marketing and promotion around XRP, and that was dismissed. And the other part about the Ripple or XRP, as a matter of fact, being a security, they asked not the defendant, but I don't know how the other part is called, to make it more clear. And if they fail to do that within 4 weeks, 28 days, and I guess right now like a third of it should have passed, more or less, then the other parts will be dismissed again, will be dismissed too. Now, if a dismissal of that lawsuit actually means that XRP or a dismissal would mean that it's not a security, I doubt it. Because for like a dismiss result of that lawsuit, that would basically not give us any more information about XRP being or not being a security. That would really only work if the judge actually figured XRP is not a security. But pending the fact that he kind of gave the attack, like the other party, the possibility to kind of reinforce and clarify out the part about the security, to me it tells already they will either dismiss or not issue a judgment on that at all. That's how I basically see it. But we will see. Could be that after the securities lawsuit that That might be something why the XRP price has been not pushed up. I really don't know. No, Matsumura Fishworks, I didn't hear about Codios or their Oracle services. Well, actually, those informations I had, the last ones, was not really that Codios applications are offering Oracle services, but just that they could offer Oracle services. Hi, Mr. Pace. Frank Sparano, well, no, well, I think when you think about the bell curve, like the normal distribution curve, then I'm pretty sure that this and next year will, like, XRP adoption for payments will reach. That's a very strong belief I have, around 60, maybe 70% of the world trade. The difference between RippleNet and Swift GPI. See, RippleNet is actually bidirectional messaging, so you tell I want to pay money to that other guy in Brazil. It's like WhatsApp or Telegram or something. So you say I want to send you money, and then the other guy tells you back, okay, then you need to tell me my birthday, so that I know that you really mean me. Then you send the birthday, and then I verify that and say, okay, close, but now you need to tell me my social security number as well. And he sends that back, and then you send the social. So it's like bidirectional. Swift doesn't do bidirectional. Swift is anyway just a payment service and not a settlement service. RippleNet settles. I will explain the difference between payment and settlement. Some people still don't understand it. If you in Europe, like when you do your groceries, when you buy your groceries on Saturday, you usually pay by debit card. Credit card is not so much used for groceries in Europe. So you use your debit card. But the actual debit being done on your account balance might be on Monday or Tuesday only, if you buy your groceries on Saturday. However, the payment, once you digit your PIN code into the terminal, that's when you kind of confirm to the grocery store that they will receive the money. And the receiving of the money is the settlement, but the confirmation that they will receive the money is the payment. And Swift is just doing the payment. Now the settlement goes via the CLS banking group, which is a group of, I don't know, 60 or 70 banks. It's like the top banks in the world are part of the CLS group. And my hunch, I think it was end of 2018 already, is because for XRP to be able to handle high value payments, there need to be potential market makers who can buy XRP in the value of 50 or 500 million. And there are few institutions worldwide who have that potential, and mostly it's the CLS banks. That's why I thought, or issued my hunch, that it'll be actually the CLS banks playing the market maker role, and I was confirmed by that from various sources that this will definitely be the way it'll work. Yeah, that's about that. The Black Hammer, Sinn Féin supports which same protocol? Well, Chris Ripple, it's basically, like I said before, it's kind of like a network effect. Right now, not one bank can use it for high value payments because first, the price isn't high enough, and second, well, actually, on the recipient side, it wouldn't even matter. It's really just a liquidity issue right now. And because it's so transparent, and actually, I mean, institutions using ODL, they just use a cheaper route eventually. So it's like you have, I don't know, two plugs and you need to charge your mobile phone. One plug charges your mobile phone in 15 minutes and the other takes 2 hours. So which one will you choose if there are no side effects? I tell it again, the current system costs 1.6 trillion year over year. XRP could help save an additional 30%, pending the fact XRP price would be stable. And now do the math, that's like 500 billion year over year, which will not just be lost with banks, it'll be kind of not used anymore, kind of free. And literally there is no loser in that game. There is literally no users because the market makers will make so much money with their market making. I read a comment recently that normally a market maker makes the profit. I assume that comment was talking about per year, makes the profit about the amount of money they put in. So if a market maker uses 50 million, then he makes 50 million a year. Hi SPQR, I am really well, thank you. I hope you too. I never saw Bob Way YouTube channel. Did you have success for a new job? Ian Gracias. I'm actually not yet looking for one. I will be contacting the department. We have a department here in Switzerland we need to contact if you lost your job in order to make sure that once you do not have salary anymore, the money keeps streaming from the government. And you need to kind of conform to certain rules. I think you need to apply to jobs, I don't know, 5 a week or so, 1 per day. I really have no clue. I will call them this week and arrange for a meeting so that they can introduce me to those rules. But as a matter of fact, I'm not really looking for a job right now, and once I have to, I will really just look for jobs where I feel, well, that's something I really would like to do. knowing already that literally few of them will respond to me or will actually be interested in myself. But I mean, yeah. Jameson, I mean, BOA, Bank of America. Why that gossip around Bank of America? We knew since early 2018 that they have been part of the, at that time it was called Global Payment Steering Group. Today it's called RippleNet Committee. And I mean, who would participate in being a member of a committee talking about something when they have basically no interest in that thing working out well? I mean, that's kind of so stupid. So I literally do not spend any second thinking about Bank of America. So already almost an hour passed. Today was super quiet. That's actually, I really like that. And anyway, we're kind of 100 people watching. Maybe there have been some more. Analytics. Roughly. So I will wait for one more question to answer, and in the meantime I will say thank you for your trust and patience and confidence. Please do not waver, or please do not have doubts. It'll be a freaking, how is it called? This thing in basketball, chunky. Forgot the term. A freaking. Tell me the term. Damn it. I have donkey in my mind, but it's not donkey. Something similar. Yeah, the German ones might join on Thursday. Thursday is actually my wedding day. I already know what kind of meat we're eating. Angus beef something. Slam dunk. Thanks, Blue Sky. It'll be a huge slam dunk. I mean, I have literally no doubt about that, and so shouldn't you. Thanks, Blue Skies. Slam dunk. That's what it'll be. So, no last question. In that case, that was it. So, take care. We see us in a week. You can always contact me via comments on my videos or on Twitter at ipinky77. And I hope, usually I try to answer most of the questions I receive on any channel. Okay? So, take care. Ciao zusammen.